What's up guys, this is Ronnie. Welcome back to tutorial 18, and today's topic will be how to upload image in MongoDB. So we have already seen how to upload image using Flask to some website, but this is not part of this tutorial. But in this tutorial we'll see how to upload the file which actually came in the form of like incoming message in your WhatsApp bot, and from that message you want to upload that file into MongoDB. So for example, this is one of the very useful topic. For example, you have developed one WhatsApp bot for one medicine company, or maybe a medical store, or maybe some grocery store. So you often want to give the user some sort of feature that user can just take a snapshot or take a picture of their existing prescription or like grocery item, and they will just send a photo to you that I need this item, and from that item you have to do some sort of or you have to develop some sort of algorithm to get the text data from there, and after that you can do the processing. Or else you just want user to give some sort of flexibility that user can just send out the photo, and after that your backend team can check from the DB what is there in the prescription, and they can do the order processing. So both the ways it is possible. Like from the end user perspective, this is only one job, sending the photo, but in your backend team could be a manual job and could be an automation, like some sort of machine learning algorithm to get the image data in the form of text data. So we are not going to do that part in this video. We're just going to see how to upload one image file from your WhatsApp bot to MongoDB. Okay. So again, I am not going to discuss upon the prerequisite setup because it's already done. So let me just give you quickly this data flow diagram. So it is our local machine or my laptop where actually I'll be going to write the code, and this is the user phone. User phone will send some text message to the Twilio sandbox number, and when the sandbox number gets the message, so from the Twilio console I have already configured this call some sort of incoming message or callback URL. So callback URL means the URL of the machine, or the public IP address, or publicly accessible hostname of my machine where actually this code runs, and when this code executes, it will be written with some sort of logic. That logic I'll be going to write, and based on the logic it will do some sort of back and forth operation to the DB, and based on the response it gets from the DB, it will send back the same response to the Twilio, and Twilio in turn send you the same thing. So you will get some sort of output in your WhatsApp. Like if you send hi, you will get hi, how are you, kind of a thing. Okay, so you all know, right? So next thing is what is the objective. Whenever a new message comes with image, bot will upload the file to MongoDB. This is a simple thing. Okay, I'm not going to waste much time, so let me just quickly open this thing. So definitely it is going to be tutorial 18. So last tutorial was tutorial 17. So what I'll do, I will just start writing the code. Okay, so some codes I will just take reference from the earlier code, cause just to save some time, because we don't need to do this database operation again, because we know like database connectivity and all, we have done this thing many times, right? So first of all, from Flask, so first thing from Flask, import Flask, then it will be request. I'm just thinking what else. Yes, now we'll import Twilio. From twilio.yml.messaging response, import messaging response. Okay, this is done. So what else we need? Definitely pymongo, import. Okay, I'm just thinking what else we can do. Okay, let's do it like this. From pymongo, import mongo client. Okay, it will be pymongo, that is it is not coming from mongo client. Okay, I believe all our required libraries are there. So now let me see. You all know there is a credential file, cred.txt is here, right? Yes. So now we'll set up the database connectivity. For database connectivity, we can write with open, then the file name cred.txt, right? Then it will be open in read mode, and we can give some encoding, or else maybe encoding is also not required. Okay, so let me just let me just like this. I think I can import CSV as well. This will be easier actually. Import CSV like this as f1, then we can write csv dot reader, then inside that we'll write f1, then delimiter equals to comma. Okay, so it will be row, okay, or maybe data row, right? And after that we'll just loop through it. Okay, so it will be for row in data row, then id equals to row 0, okay, and password equals to row 1. Okay, just to make sure that whether we are actually reading the correct thing or everything is working fine, I'll just print the id. So id means it is going to print my username. Okay, so it should be python 3, python 3, then what is the name of my file? It is whatsapp bot tutorial, whatsapp _bot _tutorial 18.py. What it is saying? Okay, I just given wrong name, tutorial 18.py. let me run this thing now. Okay, I got this username, so everything is fine. So our credential has been credential part has been done. So now what I'll do, I'll just try to set up the connectivity. For setting up the connectivity, as I told you, I'll be going to use the last video tutorial, which is this one. This is this one. Okay, let me just copy this thing. Okay, so this is just establishing the connectivity. So this is id and this is password. So I need to import url lib. So import url lib. So let me just check this thing whether this is working fine or not. Okay, it's fine. This means it's working. Okay, so what I will do now, I will just this part is done, database part is done, now I'm just thinking what else is pending. Yes, now I think I can start writing the code actually. So in code part means actually we'll be going to create the Flask application, and after that we'll be going to upload the file. Okay, so before that I'll explain you guys one thing from Mongo. Okay, yes, so this is Mongo. This is our Mongo cluster. Let me go to the collection. So collection is getting opened. Okay, so I'll be going to upload inside this database. So whenever you upload some file, it will be available in fs chunks. Fs chunks is going to hold the data of the file, and fs.files will be going to hold the file ID and the name of the file. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just delete this whole thing. Okay, so that I can show you guys that we're actually uploading some file. Okay, so right now this fs chunks and fs.files will be deleted. Nothing is there. Okay, fine. Let's move on to the next part. Okay, so next part is that the creation of the Flask app. Okay, so what I'll do now, so it will be app bot. Okay, we'll be just going to give the name of the Flask. So this is always same. Okay, name. Okay, right, name is done. Maybe you can write like this. Okay, then maybe I can write double P. That looks good. App bot dot route. Inside that it will be one path like in this path it will be available. I'll just give in the wrong /sms, and after that there should be methods. Okay, then we'll use get and post. Okay, this is done. Then we'll write down the function. So it will be def, maybe anything I can write, but I'm just using till now reply. Okay, so done. So now I'll be going to write down the main thing. So num equals to number. I'm just going to hold this number. So number is, I'm not sure whether this is required or not, but let's use this thing. So request dot form dot get, this will be 2 or maybe from actually. Okay, and I'll be going to print something else so that you'll be understand that how to understand that user has sent some file or not. Okay, so let me write request dot form, and let me write something return. Okay, just to make sure that we are not getting any error. So if underscore underscore name underscore underscore equals to this underscore underscore main underscore underscore, then app-bot dot run equals to, we'll be going to just give some port. So maybe port equals to 5000. Let's run this thing and we'll see whether it is running. Yeah, it is running. Now the next part is that we have to configure our ngrok. Okay, so I believe all of you guys are familiar with this thing now. So let me open a terminal. Okay, and after that let me go to download and I'll search for ngrok. Okay, ngrok is here, then this, then it will be HTTP and port 5000. Okay, so I got this thing. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this thing and I'll put in our Twilio console. So this is, here is my Twilio console. So I'll change this thing. What happened? Did something mistake maybe. Okay, let it load. It's taking some time. Okay, it's done, it's fine. Maybe some extra spaces are there. Okay, so all fine. Let me save this thing. Okay, let me refresh this thing. Okay, it came. Now what I'll do, I will just try to send hi. So we'll see what is going to happen. Okay, so hi, no, I'll not write hi. Let me just upload some image file. Okay, let me upload this thing. Okay, this. Okay, open my Visual Studio Code, VS Code. See, I got one return for this thing, request.form. There is some attribute num media, number of media 1 means the count is 1. Okay, and the file actually has been here, API, this is the URL. So now we'll be going to check this thing whether num of media is 1 greater than 1 greater than 0 or not. If it is greater than 0, then only it is going to go to the next level of the loop. Okay, so this is very simple. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just try to upload this thing now. This part of the code I'll be going to write. Okay, actually this num is not at all required, but still we'll be going to use. So now what will happen, I'm just thinking file underscore count will be int. There's int actually, request dot form dot get, inside there this will be num of media. So let me just copy this thing here, put this thing here. Okay, right, this is the count of the file. Okay, then I will write if file underscore count greater than 0. Okay, then I'm just going to check this thing, print file attached. Okay, and else print no file. So now let's run this thing and see whether I am getting the proper thing or not. Okay, we'll be going very slowly. Okay, so let me minimize this one, and now I'll be going to write just hi. Okay, so I should get no file attached or something like that. Okay, it's done. See, I got no file. Okay, so what I'll do now, I will just go and upload some file. Okay, we'll see whether we are getting proper response or not. Okay, so let me, I think it is this one, affordable. I'm not sure what happened here. Okay, it will be something. Okay, this file only, forgot. Okay, let's see. See, I got file attached. Okay, so this part is done. So now we'll be going to write the next part. So I don't need print actually here. I want something else, so that part will be going to be done. So my file will be uploaded to this URL. Okay, so what was the URL? So for that reason we will use that media URL. If you remember, in the media URL actually the value of the file has been stored, or the content of the file has been stored. Okay, so we'll see this now. Okay, so print it will be media URL. Okay, so it will be, let me just this for, and it should be media URL 0. Okay, URL 0. Let's print this thing. Okay, it's working. Okay, so let me just drag and drop the file here. So let me just upload this file. We'll be able to understand. So this is my file. Just remember how to download the object. So this file, it is done. So let me see this thing here. See, I got the file URL here. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this link and I will try to open this link here. So the same file will be shown. See, the same file, whatever I have sent, the same file is available here. So now the next part is that we have to write this or complete this code now. So I got this file URL. Now I have to read from this file URL. Okay, so for that thing we need a special library called request, and from there we can do the remaining part. Okay, so it is very easy to read. I think I have already covered this tutorial in one of our automation series, but again, if someone is new to this thing, can easily learn this thing directly from here. So import request. Okay, so I got this file URL. So what will happen? So I'll just write URL equals to this. Means if the count is greater than 0, definitely I'll be going to have some value. Okay, so then again I'm just using the same thing. So URL will be requests dot get, then URL. Okay, URL, I'm just going to read from the URL and I'll just going to make the stream equals to true. Okay, this is just to make sure that we should not get the blank file. Okay, this is done. Then we'll be just going to convert this thing. Oh, I'm just thinking this is not URL, actually this is going to be data. Just makes sense. Okay, so data dot raw dot decode underscore content will be there. Okay, right? So content equals to true. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll just going to save this file to our Mongo database. Okay, so for doing this thing there is something called gridfs. So what is gridfs? I'll be going to explain you guys this thing and how this work. Okay, gridfs actually helps you to upload file in Mongo and other in MongoDB actually. Okay, so if you go to MongoDB, Google, search for gridfs MongoDB. Okay, search with this thing, you will get the entire documentation and everything is here. So single gridfs, what is when to use gridfs and what is gridfs, everything is here actually. So let me just gridfs, welcome to menu documentation. I'm just thinking where is the gridfs documentation. I'm just finding the good documentation for gridfs. Then actually if our file system used to store and retrieve file using use the iter. Okay, let me yes, this is maybe good thing. Gridfs is a MongoDB specification of retrieving and storing large file, audio file. So let me just open this thing. Okay, the gridfs part. Okay, so I'm just going to create the object first, and I'm just, why this is showing error in num. Okay, actually num is not at all used after we create this thing, that is why it is showing the error, but this is normal thing, you can ignore this thing, there is no problem. Okay, so next first thing is just create fs and grid, if it is in user notation of using this thing. So grid fs, then after dot gridfs dot gridfs, and inside that I will just put our db name. Db is this one. Okay, this is going to have this thing db, and after that everything is kind of very simple. Okay, so fs dot put means we are going to write something. Okay, so in put, first argument is going to be, you can easily see the argument from here actually. See, it is showing, where is the argument? It is not showing here, but if I use Jupyter Notebook, it should show. So one of the argument is going to be data, then file name, and we have to mention whether you are going to store things in a normal text file or binary file. But this is our image, so definitely it will be binary. Okay, so but it should be data dot raw, means this data dot raw. Then I'll be going to use a file name. Let's see, will be give tutorial, this is tutorial 18, so tutorial 18 dot, maybe I can write tutorial 18 dot maybe png, I can write this. Okay, and now the main part. Okay, so if it is here, then maybe I can write message equals to messaging, messaging. Why the IntelliSense stopped working suddenly, I don't know. Okay, then after that we'll be going to put some sort of text. msg underscore text equals to msg dot message, and inside that I'll be going to put file has been uploaded. Okay, and here actually we're going to use str msg. Okay, so let's see whether you are actually going to achieve this thing or not. So first of all, we'll be going to check our MongoDB. Everything should be clean. Okay, there is no fs chunks, right? Okay, no fs chunk is there, it will be created. So what I'll do now, I'll be just going to like attach something. So I'll be going to use the same file, maybe this one. Okay, let's do this thing. Okay, done, but I haven't got any response yet over here. Maybe, I'm not sure. Okay, the reason is that after writing this code, I haven't changed the or I didn't compile the code actually. That is the main reason. Okay, sometime it happens, it's normal. Okay, so maybe I can again put this thing here. Done, maybe something will come here. Let's wait for that thing. Yes, file has been beep, spelling mistake, sorry, I'll fix that. Okay, so let me just, where is the refresh button? Refresh, and let's wait for this thing. See, fs file and fs chunk is there. If you go to fs chunks, I get the binary data, and if you go to fs file, the file name will be tutorial 18 or something. Okay, yes, tutorial18.png has been created. So let's do this thing again. Okay, so if you see, the every file has a different object ID. So if you upload this file with the same name, there is no matter, it doesn't matter actually. Okay, so it will allow you. So we can do this thing again. Okay, so what I do, I just put this thing, simple, minimize. Okay, yes, file has been uploaded, and let's see from here, we should get a second file here. Refresh. See, to tutorial 18, and this object ID will be available in chunks actually, in file ID. Okay, see, the data will be same, the ID will be different. See, this is one ID and this is one ID. So this is one way of doing uploading this thing. This is not one way, this is the only one way of doing this thing, right? And if there is no file, I just want to write something, maybe maybe something same actually here. Okay, this, after that this. Okay, file has been, no file receipt, no file received. Okay, fine, that's it, done. I hope you guys understand the concept. Okay, done. What is this? Unused variable message txt. This is fine, right? Well, so let me just write hi, only hi. Let's see, it should write no file receipt. And one more time with one more file, and after this thing, let me open this thing and refresh. I should get 3 now. Yes, 3. Let me minimize this thing. Yes, a file has been uploaded. So let me just open this thing. This is cool. I believe you guys enjoyed this tutorial. So this is how you can create fully fledged like grocery bot, or any bot where actually your customer wants to send you some sort of JPEG or image file, and based on that you want to do some sort of or you want to build some sort of logic to respond or to serve the customer. So I believe you guys enjoying this tutorial, but the main part is that someone can ask me, okay, I have uploaded the file in the database, but does it make sense that the file has been uploaded properly? There should not be any like kind of data has not been corrupt or data has not been damaged, or how to retrieve the same data and again display the same data over WhatsApp. So yes, that is going to be a very complex thing, and we'll be going to do this thing in the next tutorial. So this is going to be very exciting, and as well as it's fun to have this sort of like use cases, and without that use cases you cannot develop any sort of bot, right? So the first part is completed. Now you can upload your file to the MongoDB, and the next tutorial we'll see, once you upload the file to the MongoDB, how to retrieve the file and how to display the file in the WhatsApp. Okay, so that's it guys, we'll see you in the next tutorial. Till then, take care, goodbye, and don't forget to provide some feedback or comments, or if you have any doubt, or if you want us to improve our quality, or if you want us to cover some other use cases, please feel free to write me. I'll always there to like improve our quality. And also try to practice, just don't watch or rely on my videos. You have to practice, or else you will definitely forget all these things. But while doing practice, if you get some difficulties or you have some clarification required, please feel free to write me. I will try to answer all your queries as soon as possible. Okay, so once again guys,